Workers sharing Independence Day cake. Workers sharing Independence Day cake.
Happy Independence Nigeria. Learning how to pray. God save Nigeria and make it a better place for us and our children.
Right, yeah. Hello guys, what's trending today? So today is Nigeria's Independence Day. Today, 1st October 2023, Nigeria is celebrating its 63rd independence. Nigeria gained independence from Britain in 1960. But the question is, how did Britain colonize Nigeria? When did Nigeria come under British influence? Well, according to Wikipedia, British influence in the region began with the prohibition of slave trade as early as 1807, when the Slave Trade Act was enacted by the British Parliament. British influence in the area increased gradually over the 19th century, but Britain did not effectively occupy the area until 1885, when the European powers acknowledged Britain's dominance over the area. By the way, Britain annexed Lagos in 1861 and made Lagos their colony. There were a series of historical events, tussle for kinship, that led to Britain officially annexing Lagos in 1861. That's a story for another day. But it was in 1885 when other European powers acknowledged Britain's dominance over the area, and Britain started gaining more and more influence. But from 1886 to 1889, Britain exercised influence over the area through the Royal Niger Company, which is a British company. Did you know that someone actually sold Nigeria to Britain? Yes. It was George Goulding, the founder of the Royal Niger Company, which had its headquarters in Lokoja, that sold the Southern Nigerian Protectorate to the British government for £865,000 in 1899. So in 1900, Southern Nigeria and Northern Nigeria passed from the Royal Niger Company's hands to the Crown, the British Crown. So Nigeria now became a British colony. British Treasury initially supported landlocked Northern Nigerian Protectorate with grants of about £250,000 per annum. But the revenue of the Northern Nigerian Protectorate increased quickly from £4,424 per annum in 1901 to about £274,989 in 1910. In the same period, Southern Protectorate financed itself from the onset, with revenue increasing from £361,815 per annum to £1,933,235 over the period from 1901 to 1910. So Nigeria gained independence from Britain in 1960. But there is a piece of information I want us to take note of here. Who was the person that moved motion for the independence of Nigeria? Well, the first person that moved motion for the independence of Nigeria was Anthony Enahoro, Chief Anthony Enahoro. He moved that motion for independence of Nigeria in 1953 in the Western House of Assembly. But prior to Anthony Enahoro, there were other nationalists like Albert Macaulay and the rest of them. Who gave Nigeria its name? The name Nigeria was coined by Lady Flora Shaw, who was Lord Lugard's girlfriend. Did you know that before? And who was Lord Lugard? Well, Lord Lugard was the first Governor General of Nigeria. Sir Frederick Lord Lugard was Governor General of Nigeria from 1914 to 1919. From 1919 to 1925, it was Hugh Clifford that was the Governor General of Nigeria. From 1948 to 1954, John McPherson was the Governor General, while from 1955 to 1960, it was James W. Robertson that was the Governor General of Nigeria. There is a piece of information that I did not bring in earlier, but let me bring it in. That Governor Lugard merged both the northern and the southern protectorates of Nigeria in the year 1914. There were actually two protectorates and one colony. We have the Northern Protectorate, the Southern Protectorate, and the colony of Lagos, which as at that time was administered separately. And when the merging took place, Lagos was made the headquarters of Nigeria, or the capital of Nigeria. So what's the total land area of Nigeria? Nigeria has a total land area of about 872,050 square kilometers. Current Nigerian population is about 220 million people. In fact, Nigeria is the most populous black country on earth. At independence in 1960, Nnamdi Azikiwe became the Governor General. He represented the British monarch, or the British crown, from that 1960 to 1963, while Alhaji Tafawa Balewa was the Prime Minister. But in 1963, Nigeria again opted to free itself from further ties with their colonial master, so Nigeria became a republic. Tafawa Balewa continued as a prime minister until 1966, when the first military coup took place in Nigeria. That military coup was unsuccessful, and General J.T.U. Aguiyi-Ironsi became the head of state due to the failed military coup in Nigeria. But unfortunately, his rule lasted for only 194 days. There was a counter coup. General Yakubu Gowon became Nigeria's head of state later in 1966, and his rule lasted for 8 years. Yakubu Gowon was overthrown, and Murtala Muhammad became the head of state, but unfortunately his rule lasted only 199 days. After Murtala Muhammad was killed in an aborted coup, General Olusegun Obasanjo became Nigeria's head of state, and he successfully handed over to a civilian administration in 1979, when Shehu Shagari became Nigeria's president. Shehu Shagari was toppled in 1983 by coupists led by then General Muhammadu Buhari. But 2 years later, General Ibrahim Babangida took over the reins of government through another military coup. Babangida ruled the country for 8 years, and he decided to step aside. The reins of government fell on the hands of late Ernest Shonekan, who headed an interim government for just about 3 months, after which late General Sani Abacha, through another military coup, came into power. His rule lasted for about 5 years. General Sani Abacha died in office, and General Abdulsalami Abubakar took over rulership of Nigeria at the death of General Sani Abacha. General Abdulsalami Abubakar successfully implemented a transition to civil rule again in 1999. General Olusegun Obasanjo became the head of state again, or the president of Nigeria, from 1999. He had a successful 2-tenure rule, and he handed over to Alhaji Umaru Yaradua, who unfortunately died in office. Alhaji Umaru Yaradua was succeeded by his deputy, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan did only one term in office, and General Muhammadu Buhari, who has now transformed himself to a politician, became Nigeria's president, and he ruled for 8 years. General Muhammadu Buhari just handed over reins of government to the current president, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This morning, Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a national broadcast to celebrate Nigeria's independence. So the question is, how was Nigeria's independence celebrated wherever you are? Here in my place of work, there was a big cake and a little stuff were added to the normal menu that we used to have, as you can see in the video.
You didn't take stockfish. That's normal fish.
Nah, I took normal fish.
Normal fish.
Yes, I prefer fresh fish to stockfish. Yeah.
That's exactly the dish.
Okay. Alright, so Independence Day. But the big question is, how has Nigeria fared so far as an independent country? Do you think Nigeria was ripe enough for independence in 1960? How have we managed our independence? Why are all public institutions crumbling? Would we have been better if we remained under British rule for some time before the independence? Anyway, I leave the questions open to us. Guys, kindly comment on this video, share this video. It's for general knowledge purpose. Our children will be happy receiving this kind of information. By the way, I consulted Wikipedia and a few other sources for the information I just gave out in this video. Credit to them. Thanks, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.